So this is our tuber, which we're going to direct plant, and we're burying it so that it's just deeper than the crown. Yeah, can you see? And Neil said to mention, we use a dripper hose here because the garden is just too big for us to hand water, and it's just above where the dahlia is going to be, which means we only have to switch the hose on for a few minutes each day. Was it about 30 minutes a day? Yeah. And sometimes if it's raining, then obviously not. There we go. And Neil's covered it all over elegantly. And then next he's going to put in our cages. There we go. So the cage has gone on, and then Neil's going to secure it into place. It's obviously it'll blow away otherwise, with a cane, and then going to tie it in with string. Here is one that we did earlier, and we also need to pinch this dahlia. I've saved it so I can show you. But can you see that he's tied it in here? Stop shoving me out the way. And here at the top. So that is not going to go anywhere if we get a storm, which we will. Now, if you're interested in making some of our flower hoop supports for your own garden, you can visit our website. There's a dedicated section on the hoop supports, including a video and all the information that you'll need. Neil wants me to mention that there is no string in the middle of the cages because the plants need to grow up. He is stringing between the cages so that if we get a storm, it holds them in place so they don't move anywhere. And it is very tempting, I know, you're thinking, look at that gap. Look at that gap there. That's a space. When the dahlias start to grow, and I will show you a picture in a second, when they start to grow, you will be amazed. There is no room left. And if you plant a dahlia or anything else in that gap, it will eventually get smothered. All the light will be blocked out and it will die. Oh, look at that. It is a beautiful day. I'm so glad I put the breakouts here because they match my new patio. Look at those fluffy flower heads. So next we're going to show you how to plant a dahlia that you've been growing in a pot in your greenhouse. That's it. Turn the pot upside down. Go look at that root ball. Now, he is going to have a bit of a sulk for a few weeks. You think he's not growing, but what he's doing is he's settling himself into the soil, putting his roots out and just getting used to his new surroundings. So don't despair if they suddenly stop growing. They will all of a sudden put on lots of growth. Go, nicely firmed in. Make sure there's no air pockets. What we'll do later, because it's so sunny, what we'll do later is we'll give it a water in, and that will settle the soil around the roots and make sure there's no air pockets. I've got a little plant paddling pool set up in the shade. So if you want to plant your dahlias and they're not fully hydrated, this one is. If I pull back the soil surface, you can see it's actually quite damp underneath. It's only the top that's evaporated. So lift your pots up. If they're heavy, then you know your plant's hydrated. If not, give them a little sit in a plant paddling pool for 20 minutes up to an hour until the pot's nice and heavy, and then plant them. Okay, and then the cage is going in over the top. And again, Neil's going to secure it. We are taking our time. When I say the royal we are taking our time and making sure that we do all the staking now, because that's it for the entire season. You don't have to do anything else other than cut blooms and maybe poke the odd stem in if necessary. I can see there's a couple of stems that have escaped, so I'm just going to get a little bit of twine.
very special knot. Look, very special knot. Fisherman's kink.
It's not a special knot, it's a double knot. How's it a special knot?
It's a fisherman's hinge.
That's Mrs. Hinch.
So look.
That's a double bow, Neil.
Yes.
There we go. Oh, stop pushing me. I'm trying to film.
And I'm trying to work.
Stop moaning. Well, the view might have changed in the last year, but I can assure you, Neil's patience has not. It's looking good though, isn't it? Beautiful day today. I can't believe how ahead we've managed to get this year, which is just as well because it's going to rain tomorrow, which is perfect for settling the dahlias in. You can see I've still got tulips in my pots, but not for long. The patio containers will be next. Yes, I'm filming it. I am hurrying up. Now, we thought it would be helpful to show you what to do if you don't have one of Neil's hoops or his frames and you just had canes. So what we're doing is we're putting in 3 canes because they look tiny now, don't they? And they look like you can fit millions in and you can't. They will grow so much. So that's it, walk in front of the shop. So we're putting 3 canes in and then we're going to make a triangle out of the canes, and then Neil's going to put some twine. So rather than tying the stem into one cane and putting all that pressure on the one stem, is we're making a little ring of string as a support. You can come back and then just keep adding another layer of twine as it grows. We're putting a second layer in now just to save us from having to come back. The issue with that is you will get bits escaping, so you will have to keep coming back and tying your stems in, and that's the reason why we came up with Neil's cages, because we just really don't have time for that. Their bed, so rather than leave it empty, we thought we got some spare dahlias in pots. These are part of the Dahlia patio pot trial, and these ones are failing the trial. There we go, there's their pots. So we thought we'd put them in this bed and we would add canes this time instead of frames or hoops, so that you can see how to grow them with just a bit of twine and a few sticks. Just stunning, aren't they? Let me put my hand next to it so you can see how big they are. So this is one plant and we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ginormous blooms all flowering at once and loads of buds just coming. Growing your own wedding flowers, or if you're flower farming, the most important thing is actually quantity. And my love, you cannot go wrong. I mean, look at all the blooms. This is Dahlia, Wizard of Oz.